That's the structure I try to follow, or at most try and aligned with that structure. So how it works?
Yeah.
So how it works for me is
The
this. First,
triangle, the arc of the story. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So how it works for me is this: God gives me an idea, a seed, but God will not tell me,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to write scene one, scene two, scene three. Of course, as I'm building on that
Enough
idea,
format it for you.
is exactly the inspiration will begin to come. So there are specific structures I follow. One day I read a book on the arc or the structure of a storytelling. In fact,
Yeah.
if you say we should talk on that alone, that might be the entire
It's not a 1 month class. 1 month
one
class.
man class. But what are we doing in this class is to just encourage us as drama ministers that we should try and do a little more of research. We should do more of research on storytelling because it's our field. This is the field that we are in. We're not doing any other thing. This is the field that God has called us into. And the world, the people that we are, I don't use the word competing, but the people that we are at war with, or
The
not war,
space where
the
we
space we
yeah.
find ourselves, the
Yes. Yeah.
entertainment space that we find ourselves, these people are also trying as much as possible to retain their audience. They are doing so much. They are investing in developing themselves so much. As you know, one of the things about filmmaking is that it consumes budget. Yeah, it's a lot of money. To make a good film, you need lots of money. Fine. But I tell people that one of the freest things that you can do for yourself is to get the story right. One of the freest things that you can do for yourself is when the story is right. So everything really is not about money. Money, money is money in filmmaking is important. Let's
It's
establish that.
crucial.
Yes, it's crucial. But before we even start diving into and talking about money and budget, because some people get so
What do you want to
distracted.
spend the money on?
Exactly. Some people get so distracted looking at talking about the money, talking about this, but they've not yet settled the structure of the story. They've not yet gotten a good story.
Mm.
And if your story is not right, if your story is not good, that means you are going to call people to shoot what is not good. That means the director will direct a bad story.
A
The
bad
editor will
story.
edit a bad
The bad
story.
story. Let not relight
Everybody
the
comes.
bad
So
story.
it's a chain. It's a chain. It just
Mm.
keeps going
It's a
and keeps going.
foundation.
So the script writing for me is the foundation. That's why I really take it serious. I take it very, very important. First of all, in the place of prayer, there's a spiritual aspect to this thing you're talking about, and there's also an aspect of you as the writer to do number one, a little bit of investigation, a little bit of research, and a little bit of digging deep. Because sometimes when I write a scene, I can write the scene over and over and over, looking at it over and over and over until I can see that okay,
Communication.
yes, I'm satisfied with this thing. I can
Mm.
see a flow. You know, sometimes when I'm writing a message, even when I'm writing a spiritual aspect of the scene, whereby somebody is preaching to someone, I tend to write it over and over because sometimes I write a scene, I can write a part of it, and I finish writing it, and it does not bless me. I don't feel it
Mm.
in my core.
Mm.
I don't really feel this story. I feel like I've written this thing before somewhere. So it's like a repetition. I don't feel like the Holy Spirit is breathing into this aspect of the scene. I feel like I'm copying as a pastor, it's possible for you to go and preach what you have already preached before, and nobody will know.
Yes.
It's possible for you
Yes.
to write what you have known before. Okay, the wage of sin is death. They preached to this person. He said no. They preached the
Mm.
second time. He said no. He was going. Car
Mm.
jammed him. He died. He went to a
Mm.
fire. End of scene. It's possible to write all
Mm.
that. So
Like
for me
linear
to
that way. Yes. Yes.
yes, I've a couple of times I've written something that I know myself that this thing is because of. I'm writing it not based from the inspiration, but based from information and based on what I have known before, or ideas I have known before about God that I'm cooking up. This one is not the revelation that God revealed to me. So at that point, I tend to pray on that sin again. I can rewrite that sin again. I can rewrite that sin again until I can feed it that this particular sin has blessed me. So I think we should first of all go in that line of as script writers getting the story right. There's
Mm.
something called there's also understanding that the elements, even though everything may not apply in our story, but at least we should understand it. Understand the elements of the structure of a story. Understand story, the elements, understanding protagonist, understanding antagonist. No, you may not even have
Antagonist.
protagonist, you may not have antagonist because maybe a Christian film, because I've watched a couple of Christian films that is not really about protagonist and antagonist now. The message is for the body.
Are you sure?
Right.
But
You know,
antagonist and protagonist. There is it can be anywhere. It can be it can be inside, it can be
true.
personal. It can be Satan, it can be the church, it can be anything.
Yeah.
So
But
just like manifesting,
sometimes, but